Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm going to call this video Damn If You Do and Damn If You Don't. Now, the Damn If You Do part of the video, if you can recall, is when Steve McClaren was on the touchline shouting out instructions to the England players when he was the England manager. And he took an umbrella out. Didn't want to get wet that day. Wanted to shout out instructions, but with the benefit of an umbrella. And so the press labelled him the Wally with the Brolly. So that's your damn if you do. The damn if you don't is when Rishi came out in the pouring rain to deliver a speech and an announcement that he was going to bring forward the general election. So that's your damn if you don't. Can you see something wrong here? How can you be damned for doing exactly the same thing? You can't win. This is an example of the British press, how they can paint you any way they want. No, I'm not a Tory, and I'm not really a Labour. In fact, I don't really have much of an opinion on politics, unless they really sort of aggravate me, and then I might say something. But let's get one thing clear: I'm not a lover of Rishi Sunak, but one thing I don't like is double standards. And all I saw the other day when he came out was not to ridicule him, not to say, "Oh, look at that pathetic fool getting wet." No, I immediately thought of Steve McClaren, who was the true Wally with the Brolly. Rishi probably didn't want to do that. He thought, "Oh, I'll go out and I'll stand there in my suit, and if the heavens open up and drench me, I'll still carry on with my speech." I actually thought that what he did is something that I would have done if I was a leader. I don't think I would have said to my aides back in number 10 to come out with some kind of tarpaulin and some kind of large parasol umbrella to protect me from the rain. I would have took my chances and gone out. And I'm afraid that I don't have the same criticism that the British press is holding for Rishi Sunak. I just can't see that they're right to say that, because this means that you can never win. One man goes out with an umbrella and he's damned. The other man goes out without an umbrella and gives a speech and an announcement about the election, and he's damned. So you can never win, because if the British press want to paint you and malign you and change people's opinion about you, they can do it, and they'll use whatever means to do that. But this picture, it perfectly sums up how I feel that they don't have the right to paint these two people the way they did. Either it was wrong to bring out an umbrella when you were giving out instructions on the touch lines and shouting instructions to the England players that day. Either it was wrong to do that, and if it was, why was it wrong for Rishi to go out without an umbrella? Now, if Rishi was to swap places with Steve McClaren and he was on the touchline, Mr. Sunak, without his umbrella and giving instructions to the England players, would he still be in hero status now? Can you see how this is all topsy-turvy? It doesn't make sense to me. This is the perfect situation as far as I could see. If this was to happen again, you don't always get a second chance, do you, to play something back and have another go at it. But I'm sure if Steve McClaren could do it all again, then he would have gone out without an umbrella, and he would have stood there, let the rains come down on his suit and drench him, but still shout out his instructions to the England players. I'm sure that that's what he would do again if he was given the chance. But would Rishi, if given the chance again, arrange for some kind of tarpaulin and some kind of protectorate from the rain? would he have taken those steps? Perhaps he wouldn't. Perhaps he just thought, I'm going out to talk to the British people and announce the coming election. What happens with the weather isn't down to me. I don't have control over the weather. And if I'm stood there and the heavens open up, I'll just have to accept it. Because it's that important. What he had to say was that important that he didn't really have time, did he? To put full preparation and covering over. And somebody might say to you, well, why couldn't one of his aides come out and hold an umbrella over him while he's giving his speech? Rather big, you seen those big umbrellas? They can sort of get 3 or 4 people under. Why didn't they have one of those over him? Well, I probably think that he probably didn't want that. He probably thought that this was going to send more of a serious message to be stood there in the pouring rain and to announce the coming early election. So all I'm saying is that this picture is polar opposites, and yet the British press have punished these two equally for something that, for me, isn't that important at the end of the day. The most important thing about what happened with these two is that Steve McClaren was able to give out strict instructions to the players, or tactical instructions, shouting them from the sideline to the England players. That was the most important thing. And in Rishi's case, it was him announcing the early election, the reason why he's done it. That's what the press should have been focusing on, not this palaver. The one's getting drenched because he didn't use an umbrella, and the other one uses an umbrella and still gets the same ridicule. It's all bloody wrong. But that's our press for you. That's what they're like. They build you up and then they knock you down. I just thought I needed to get that off my chest. It was really annoying me to see, how they were quick to just attack him. I actually thought that when he came out, that was something that I would have done. How does anybody else feel about that? Would anybody else have stood in the rain and give a speech under a microphone on a lectern? Or would you have thought to yourself, I can't get my hair wet. I mustn't get my hair wet. I must protect my suit. No, I actually had a lot of respect for him when he did that. And then when he walked back into number 10 and you could see all the rain on the back of his suit. And I thought to myself, yeah, good for you. Good for you for not being a Wally with a brolly. See y'all.